learn about, you know, where it all began, if you want to really get to the roots of it, you go to a place like rockthebells.com, where we celebrate and lift up, you know, artists, everyone from B-boys like Crazy Legs to, you know, to Kool Herc, to Big Daddy Kane, to myself, to Run DMC, to, you know, Snoop. It'll be, you know, just the entire classic and timeless hip hop universe. And then on top of that, if you want to buy something, if you want like any kind of gear, if you want Rock the Bells gear, if you want to get some Gucci, if you want to, you know, like whatever you want to do in terms of just commerce, we have all that available as well. And it's all Black owned. And again, you know, the beauty of it is that I started this platform, but, you know, Run DMC has a piece of the platform, and Big Daddy Kane has a piece of the platform, and Salt and Pepper are owners, and Fab Five Freddy is an owner, and Roxanne Shantae is an owner, and Risk, the graffiti artist, is an owner. So it's, you know, it's a beautiful opportunity for us to support our own. You know what I mean? So instead of going to Amazon directly, you go to rockthebells.com, work with rockthebells.com, and some of that money will stay in the community. And then on top of that, we got the channel, obviously, you know, channel 43 on Sirius XM, which really lifts up the culture. And again, it's the same premise. I want to make sure I play these artists' music, make sure that they're getting the royalties, make sure that they're actually, that their careers are viable. And my whole goal was to make sure that classic and timeless artists aren't like pushed to the sidelines. You know what I'm saying? And so we you know, just do dope shit, you know, for classic and timeless artists, and just make it really accessible to the world. So I built this platform. It's a global platform, and everybody should go check it out, man. It's definitely official. And then in the future, we'll have experiences as well. You know, the festival will come, and some other things will come. So
that's good.
Yeah, okay. Rock the Bells is the real deal.
I like that. I like that. And also, I want to thank you for hiring Mr. C on Rock the Bells Radio, because that if I had a radio station and I needed one DJ to be on there to start that station, it would be Mr. C. He's that good. So when you made that move, and people, just in case you don't know, full disclosure, I do the voice for LL station. So I'm the voice, you know, Rock the Bell, all that. But
.com, Rock the Bell. Yep.
So when I heard that, I was really, really happy about it, because I just said, right person gets the right chance, and I really respect that. So here's the thing. Let's start here. You've done so much. Of course, NCIS, Crush Groove. You've done Wildcats, Any Given Sunday, one of my favorite movies, Julian Washington, SWAT. You've done Grammys hosting, Lipsy. What's your favorite movie that you've done so far? What's been the one that was the best for you?
Wow, my favorite movie will probably be between Deep Blue Sea and In Too Deep. You know what I'm saying? Both, you know, really, really different movies. One is more of a, you know, just an action movie, you know, sharks and craziness and just like a kind of superhero type movie. But then In Too Deep is a real street, you know, hustler joint, you know what I'm saying, that really speaks to, you know, where I come from, and I really could relate to the characters in it. So I would say between Deep Blue Sea and In Too Deep were like my favorite movie roles. You know what I'm saying?
How was it playing Julian Washington? Because that's probably as close as you could get to professional football without actually being on the field. What was that experience like? Because that was like my favorite ever.
Yeah. Yo, Any Given Sunday was crazy because we got to actually play with professional football players. You know what I'm saying? Like, we was doing 2 a days. We was in the gym crazy. We was practicing twice a day. I mean, I remember, I'll tell you a funny story. One time, you know, I was, you know, obviously I was a tailback / halfback. You know, so, you know, during one of our practices, we threw an interception, you know what I'm saying? And when you know, if you know anything about football, when there's an interception, you on offense, you got to keep your head on the swivel. Defense trying to knock your head off. So I'm looking around, and then I look, and I turned around, and Lawrence Taylor just went by me and passed by me and tapped me on my shoulder real light. Was like, call the ambulance! You know what I'm saying? He kept running. He ain't leveled me. So I learned a lot about keeping my head on the swivel real quick. But it was cool, you know, working with Oliver Stone, you know, a lot of different people was on the show. I mean, on the film, you know, Jamie Foxx, Al Pacino, Dennis Quaid, you know, Cameron Diaz, so many people. You know what I'm saying?
So Lawrence Taylor still got it, even back then.
Let me tell you something, man. Lawrence is only, like, quite honestly, just maybe a little bit bigger than me in real life. But when we got on that field and he put them cleats on and that equipment, homeboy looked like he was 4 feet taller than me, B. I don't know what he puts in his cleats, but it was a game changer, man. My man, he just took a whole nother thing on it. You know what I mean?
He's
So
different. He's definitely different.
Yeah,
he's
it's
definitely
unbelievable,
different.
man.
One of my favorite shows is NCIS, and I told you that when we did the record. How did you wind up on NCIS Los Angeles?
NCIS Los Angeles, I did a deal with CBS to do a drama.
Mm-hmm.
And we tried one drama. It was called The Man, and it didn't work out. You know, I did it with the person who created CSI, Anthony Zyka, and it didn't work out. Shout out to Anthony. But they felt like there was potential there for us to do something. Mm-hmm. So I ended up signing an overall deal with them. Part of that overall deal, we maintained the deal and kept looking for something. Right. And then NCIS Los Angeles came around. And when NCIS Los Angeles came around, you know, the rest was history. You know what I'm saying? We did the show, and now, you know, we're 11 seasons in. You know what I mean?
What do you think makes the show so successful? I mean, for me, it's the preview part. That's what
I think that's part of it. I think, you know, the camaraderie. You know what I'm saying? I think the fact that you have people that are willing to give their lives, because look, there are people, you know, in that world that are willing to get out there and give their lives. You know what I'm saying? To protect the innocent. There are some good ones. And so, you know, the fact that we get to see these guys and we know that they have our best interests at heart, and these are guys that don't have all of that bias that some of these bad cops got and some of these bad law enforcement people have, and it is a good thing. And I think that overall chemistry really speaks to people. You know what I mean?
Now, what are the things that you have to do to train to prepare for that role? Is it like real tactical? Is it real? You got to really speak Arab, or what
Arabic.
Really
yeah. I do everything when it comes to me training. Like I've done all kind of training when it comes to weapons and tactics. You know what I'm saying? I've learned how to clear houses, clear rooms. You know how to fire and hold a weapon properly, how to reload, you know, do tactical reloads, you know, in the midst of situations. I mean, I've just learned a lot about, you know, weapons and tactics just over the years. I also went, you know, to SWAT school for a minute. So, you know, when I was doing the movie SWAT, so I learned a little bit there as well. And then we went to the range. I went down to Camp Pendleton, you know, got with the military dudes, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, learned a lot about just what it means, because my character's a former Navy SEAL. So not only is he a NCIS agent, but he's a former Navy SEAL. So, you know, went down to Camp Pendleton, met with some of the Marines, some of the sailors down there, and talked to them about life. So it's really interesting on that end. I've learned a lot about we just want to make sure things are very realistic. And then on the language side, you know, I like languages, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I've learned a little bit, you know, of a few words here, a few things there. And, you know, I've learned to, you know, speak a little bit, you know, more languages than I probably ever would have learned. You know what I mean?
Now, being that you play, because these are the things that are going through my mind when I'm preparing for the interview. Being that you play basically a police officer in NCIS to an extent.
Well, he's an agent. He's a special
right, he's an agent, but it's law enforcement. Does
Yeah.
it make you kind of, because when you do a procedural show like that, you kind of understand the protocol and stuff like that. Does it make you look at what's happening with law enforcement differently?
Yeah, it makes me realize, it makes me, I think about it on the other side, it makes me realize how really ridiculous some of these guys are, you know, because they really go overboard and they really do way more than they need to be doing. And they really are treating, you know, these unarmed black men the wrong way, you know what I'm saying? Because they're doing more than they need to do. And a lot of them aren't following protocol. A lot of them are not following, you know, the real procedure, the respectful procedure that you should follow when you're dealing with someone. You know, they treat every single black man like he has multiple warrants.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like you could be you're just a random guy, you know, you're coming home and you get treated like you got 19 warrants for bank robbery and you know, shooting up a mall when you're just walking down a block. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, it makes me more sensitive, but not in the way people would think. You know, I don't like to see people abused by law enforcement, period. You know what I'm saying? It don't work for me. You know what I'm saying? So it's just, I just know that the things that they don't have to do. And a lot of that stuff is really unnecessary.
I agree. I
Right?
agree with you 100%. If you're just tuning in, we're talking to LLCOOLJ. Interview, news, and more happens here every day, 6 p.m. This week we got Dr. Oz, Dougie Fresh, Chuck D, and more. So make sure you follow me. Hit the notification button so you know who's going to be on the show. Back to LL. Black Lives Matter, man. Do you remember where you were when you saw the video of George Floyd talking about arrests and stuff like that? Do you remember where you actually were when you saw that video?
Yeah, I was at home, you know, just at home watching on the news, or probably more like YouTube, you know, just kind of going through it and looking at it. And I mean, 8 minutes and 46 seconds, man. Just murder, just cold-blooded murder. You know, look, you know, my grandmother used to say it won't be as long as it has been. You know what I'm saying? So it's gonna all work out. It's gonna work out for the best. You know what I'm saying? Right now we're dealing with what we're dealing with, but sooner or later, you know, we're gonna come out on top. You know, and it isn't gonna always be like this. This white supremacist leaning kind of, you know, this leverage that they have in the area of law enforcement won't last forever. You know, it's a matter of time. I
agree with you. Did you, when you watched it, did you have a conversation with your kids or your loved ones, and what did you say to them?
Well, my kids are older, but the answer is yes. I mean, you know, look, we know what we're dealing with. You know what I'm saying? We know, you know, what it is to be a black man in America. That's why, you know, like they try to, like, you'll have people that try to say what, like yourself or myself, well, oh, there's no racism. Look at you. I'm an anomaly. I'm the exception to the rule. Don't try to make me, don't try to act like, you know, every brother in my hood got the opportunity that I got. I made a few moves and had the wherewithal by the grace of God and the talent to make some moves, and then got with Rick Rubin and got with, you know, it worked out. Like, yo, a lot of people, you know, are really in a jam, and it is the systemic racism that makes it really difficult to get out of that jam. Doesn't mean that it's not. We know it's possible, but you know what? It's like gravity. You know, everybody doesn't know how to build a plane and harness the laws of physics to beat gravity. So, right. You know, that systemic racism is like gravity that's holding a certain amount of people back. You know what I'm saying? And you know, like, so, like, I don't like people. I want my people to use me as an example of what is possible, but don't use me as an example of what is possible and then try to lump us all in one basket, because that's a fallacy. Because that's like saying, oh, because LeBron can play incredible ball, everybody can make it. Everybody's not born 6 whatever and, you know, can jump through the gym, and, you know, so you can't just kind of base everything on a couple of guys making it, or a guy wrote some incredible songs. You gotta really, this system needs to be a level playing field, so that the people that are just really normal, who maybe they don't have those outstanding talents, can still make it. You know what I'm saying? Maybe they're not like a LL who can rhyme or act and do all this different stuff, or maybe they're not like a LeBron or a Scoop with your interesting voice. Maybe they're not like that, right? There should still be an even playing field. You know what I'm saying? Where people have an opportunity to make it, and the same opportunity to make it. And this idea that, you know, people try to like downplay, you know, the existence of systemic racism, and that's all wrong. You know what I'm saying? You can't downplay that. Doesn't mean that people don't have any accountability for themselves, but you can't downplay that systemic part. That's very real. You know what I mean?
I agree with you. Like, we are the exception to the rule. We are the guys who put the work in, took the time, did what we had to do, the right place, the right time, the right situation. We made it. You know, have you ever heard people during this whole pandemic say, yo, Al, what do you know about this? You up in the hills, you know, has anybody ever come to you like that? And what was your response?
Well, you know, that's a normal thing, right? Because a lot of times people, they think that, you know, they think, you know, and it probably says more about them than me, but a lot of people think if you make a couple of dollars and if you succeed, you forget about everybody. And you're no longer interested in what's going on in the community. And you no longer care. That's of no concern to you. You feel like you're beyond it. A lot of people see it that way. And a lot of times that's because that's how they would be. But that doesn't speak to me. See, for me being successful does not make me want to forget about my brothers and sisters. It does not make me want to forget about my community. It doesn't separate me from my community. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't work like that. That's just not how I'm built. You know what I'm saying? I'm built to, you know, I'm 10 toes down. You know what I'm saying? I'm in the foxhole to the end. Like, that's just how I move. And so, you know, that's the whole reason why I started Rock the Bells, right? Like, just because, look, I feel like a Cool G rapper, Big Daddy Kane, a LLCOOLJ is talented and shouldn't be forgotten, but they may need their own platform so that they don't have to, you know, pretend they little kids and they got to try to pretend they millennials and try to pretend and be trying to fit in with, you know, whoever's doing what at this moment. Like, and so I said, yo, God bless the child who has his own, right? So that's how I am with the community too. That's why I got, you know, the Jumping Ball Foundation for my neighborhood, where we send about 250 to 300 kids, you know, to camp every summer, you know, for basketball camp. It's like, it's just little things that you do to just try to do your best to give something back to the community and help encourage and nurture the dreams of your brothers and sisters. You know what I'm saying? And not let anybody be marginalized. You know what I'm saying?
I'm with that.
Yo, that's how I move. You know what I mean? And so
I can't.
You know, it's kind of like, so I like me having money, like whatever, be like, yo, it's not, yo, money just makes you more whatever you are. You know what I'm saying? If if you give an asshole $1 million, it'll be an asshole with $1 million. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? If you get an asshole $1 billion, you're gonna have an asshole with $1 billion. It doesn't change. That's not how it works. You know what I mean? You are what you are. You know what I'm saying? You are what you are. You built how you built. You know what I'm saying? So I was always thorough like that, and that's how I move. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying perfect, but I'm thorough. You know what I mean?
You said it, and I say this all the time. Money and power just makes you more of what you are. If you give an arrogant, ignorant person $1 million, they're gonna be worse with that $1 million. That's just what it is.
And the thing though is that what we got to be careful of is not to feel like, not to just, you know, because right now the trend is if somebody got money, you gotta hate them, or you gotta, you kind of like have to have this kind of built-in resentment. Like, yo, you gotta be able to see yourself successful. You know, because, you know, people say, everybody, you know, they hate a billionaire, but everybody want to be a billionaire. They hate millionaires, but they want to be a millionaire. So stop fighting against what it is that you want. You know deep down in your heart what you want to be. My thing is, you judge a tree by its fruit. You know what I'm saying? You don't just walk by an apple tree and just say, oh, that's an apple. Nah, if it bears fruit, it bears fruit. You know what I'm saying? If it's an apple tree, but it don't bear no fruit, then it's You know what I'm saying? But if it bears fruit, like when you deal with me, I'm bearing fruit in the community. It's profitable for the culture for me to be where I'm at in my life. You know what I'm saying? When I do the station and you have all these artists, you have Mr. C working, and you have Biz Marquis working, and you have Roxanne Shantae working, and they're getting their royalties on their music, and now we got this platform, and different ones have ownership, and, you know, Crazy Legs is able to sell his stuff on IG, and Kane can sell his stuff, and all of these things are happening. That's a tree bearing fruit. You feel me? So I'm like in the game to bear fruit. That's why I have maximum respect for the guys that are out here building platforms and giving people opportunities. You know what I mean? Because that's what it's about. You know what I mean? It's about giving them opportunities, and it's about paying it forward. Yes, when I was a little boy, when I was a little kid and I started off, it was about L, period. And that's how my mind was. Yo, I'm rocking, I'm doing my thing, go. That's what I'm doing. Now, you know what I'm saying? I'm a grown man. Like, I'm an older man, grown-ass man, period. So it's like, I'm not out here fronting, trying to pretend I'm 20, 30. I ain't doing none of that. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking about my generation, but I'm also thinking about future generations, and I'm trying to build something so that 200-300 years from now, the narrative could be right. Because that's what it means to own who you are as a man. You know what I'm saying? You got to own yourself as a man, like, you know what I mean? You feel me?
I'm with you on that. Like, it's funny that you say that, because everybody needs to stay in their lane and do their thing. I want to preface what I'm about to say with this. Protesting is not just about marching in the streets. It's taking whatever skills you have and using them. For example, Will I Am was seen in the march in LA with the people. However, if he did an interview and he spoke about issues, it would be broadcast over and over and get more numbers and reach. And that would be way more powerful than him being in the street walking with a crowd. For you, your freestyle about Black Lives Matter was a protest to me. And not only was it a protest, it was a hell of a fire protest. I have the lyrics here, and some of them I want to go over, but before I do that, I just want to know, what was your mindset when you said, listen,
I mean, my mindset was this. Look, you know what I'm saying? Yo, I'm at an age where I don't need to be out somewhere risking catching the coronavirus to prove a point just to be seen, right? Mm-hmm. That's not what I need to do. But I also need to say something for my people and be there for my people. I think generals have positions, soldiers have positions. You have generals and soldiers. It is what it is.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I felt like I needed to say something that people would feel, you know what I'm saying? And that people could relate to. And I needed to tell the truth. And that's what I did. I wrote it in about 30 minutes and spoke the truth and just gave the world the truth, my truth. You know what I'm saying? And I believe every word I said with every ounce of my heart, and I gave it to him. You know what I'm saying? And it meant everything to me. And when I look at it, you go to my Instagram right now. It got 1.7 million views on Instagram. You go to my Facebook, it got 2.4 million views on Facebook. I mean, that's a lot of people that we have touched. You know what I'm saying? That's 4 point something million people that have seen that freestyle and engaged in that freestyle and been inspired and motivated by that freestyle. That's me doing my job. You know what I'm saying? That's me stepping up for my culture. That's me doing something for my culture. You know, I'm utilizing modern technology, but I'm doing something for my culture. You know what I mean? And it's the right way to move. It's the right way to do it. I know for an absolute fact that, you know, the Malcolms and Martins would be on IG and would be on these platforms right now doing things and speaking to the people. You know they would. We always got to embrace the technology. So I'm doing my part and I'm continue to do my part. And then, like I told you, rockthebells.com is Black owned. But I went and got, you know, I went and made sure that we got investment from the culture. Mark Cuban invested. He don't run the show, he invested. He was willing to invest. Skip Gates from Harvard invested. Bazoma St. John invested. My man Glenn Hutchins, you know what I'm saying, invested. You know, Jeff Yang invested. I'm making sure that I'm doing this thing right for our people. And then I'm redirecting all of them funds and all of the different people that they invested in turning around and taking rockthebells.com and making it Black owned for us. That's for us. That ain't, you know, look, let me keep it 1,000. Like, I don't need to do that I'm all right.
Bro,
okay. I just want to I just want to clear one thing up. People ain't see me on the cover of the Forbes, but rest assured, your boy's okay. All right? So what I'm saying is, when I do these things, I'm doing it for a reason. And it ain't only just for money. The real reason is because I believe that we got to control our narrative. History is written by the winners. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So we got to support each other and love each other and do right by each other. You know what I'm saying? And so, yeah, I'll write a rhyme when I mean it. I didn't sell it. I just said it because it meant something to me. I was inspired. And that's what it's about for me. You know what I mean?
Listen, we know for a fact. I didn't even have to look up your net worth to already know what it is. You've been doing this since the 80s. Even if you would have blown your money, you still had three decades to get it back. But on another level, you're on a hit TV show, one of the top 20 in America in general. That's the people. I want you to understand that. This man is on one of the top 20 shows in the nation in general. Were you nervous to take a stand like that? Were you nervous that CBS would step to you about?
Well, listen, I think you got to tell the truth, right? Like, I'm not cocky, all right? I don't, I do business with people, but I would hope that when people that I do business with see the things I say and do, they feel proud. I would hope that they say, you know what? There's a guy that cares about his people. There's a guy that's willing to stand up and man up. I would hope that they say, yo, we love how you represent. Because it's not about, I ain't trying to demonize nobody. I told the truth. And the truth is a real thing. And we got a righteous, just cause with this situation. We got a righteous, just cause, man. It ain't like I'm just, talking out my ass. We got a righteous cause with this. We are telling the truth. Like the situations that are going on and the way some of these officers are treating us is out of control.
Crazy.
It's outrageous.
Crazy.
And so, come on. Like, I can't, I'm not going, what I'm going to do, like, just be, you know, I can't do that because that's a sellout, right? It's not, it doesn't mean that I'm going to be as foul as I possibly can be and try to alienate the people I'm in business with. I don't move like that, but that's just foolishness. But I'm going to tell the truth. I'm going to be there for my people. You know, I know that I have a public platform and I know that I'm at a level where people look to me for inspiration. So I know I need to say something. I know that I don't need to just disappear because they want to hear from me. Because it makes them feel better because I'm somebody that they grew up with over 30 years of their lives and they look at me and wonder what L thinks. So I speak on it. You feel me?
That makes perfect sense to me. Number one, has anybody said anything to you? And number two, what are your biggest aspirations for Black Lives Matter and the protests that we've had?
You know, no, everything I've gotten has been positive, you know, for the most part. I mean, sure, I'm sure if we were to go sift through the internet, we could find something negative, but that's everything, right?
No,
that's
I mean the people,
in general.
the people in power.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. It's all been positive. It's all been positive energy because it came from a truthful and positive place, you know, and, you know, I haven't, you know, luckily by the grace of God, I'm not in business with those. I haven't been in business with those type of people. Like the people I've been working with seem to be inspired by it and seem to appreciate the fact that I'm on that page and I'm willing to be a man and stand up for my people. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it hasn't been any issues. And then, you know, and then what was the second part of the question?
What are your biggest aspirations for Black Lives Matter, and what are your biggest fears about Black Lives Matter?
Well, my aspirations are for Black people. You know what I mean? I support Black Lives Matter. You know, I know that different people have different things to say, but ultimately for me, it's about our people just getting equal footing in America, right? So that we can have, you know, equal opportunity on every level. And not to be, you know, to no longer be marginalized and pushed to the side. That's how I think about it. In terms of fears and concerns, the key, you know, I don't even operate in a place of fear. I don't really take counsel of fears. I, you know, if there's something that I have a fear or concern about, I make a move to try to lessen the probability of it happening. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You feel me? Like, you know. If I was allergic to strawberries and I had a fear that, you know, I was gonna go to this restaurant, they were gonna have strawberries everywhere, I would get people to call ahead and figure it out and make sure that there's no strawberries in the building. You know, I wouldn't be sitting there nervous. You see what I'm saying? So I think I don't know that I have any fears. What I would say is we just have to keep up the momentum. That's what I would say.
That's my fear. We need the momentum to continue to grow because we now have the pressure on. If we keep the pressure on, we can make changes. But if 100%. We just forget about it, and it's sports tomorrow, it's this the next day, who knows what happens?
Yeah. You know, I think that you gotta stay committed. This is a marathon. It is a marathon, and you know, like a lot of times, like what people don't realize is if the playing field is zero, you know, we're starting from the negative. You know, so before we start getting here, some of us have gotten at it up here, but a lot of us are still below zero. So we gotta raise up this community, and that's gonna come through thinking. That's gonna come through, you know, how we approach the world, holding people accountable. We gotta vote. Yo, they gotta vote. Yes. All this, like this idea that, you know, that my vote don't count. It's like, if you don't think your vote counts, everybody who doesn't vote because they don't think their vote counts is voting for Trump.
I was told that.
Bottom line.
Somebody said to me, a vote for a Republican is a vote for a Republican. But if you don't vote as a Democrat or whatever you are, it's a vote for Trump. Bottom line.
Without a doubt. I'm an independent. Because I don't want nobody telling me what to do. You know what I'm saying? That's how I move. I'm an independent. Like, I remember there was all these rumors, all LLs are Republican. I ain't no Republican. That's bullshit. I'm an independent. You know what I'm saying? I vote for who I want to vote for. I ain't voting for Trump. It's not happening. You know what I'm saying? I ain't telling, people got to vote for who they want to vote for, but I'm not voting for him. You know what I mean? Well, so it's like, you got to pick, when you get out there, you guys gotta vote, man. You gotta vote. It does matter. Even if you don't think it matters, if it don't matter, vote anyway. How about that? You say it don't matter, so don't vote. So vote. It's like a little pill, right? It's like a little pill. You say, oh, that medicine don't work. All right, well, take it anyway.
Take it anyway.
Take it anyway. Because you said it don't work. So in case it does, here, take it. So look at the vote. Look at the vote as a little medicine. All right, a little pill. You don't think the pill works? Vote anyway. All right, and then we'll see what happens.
For me, again, like you said, you're right. We're right in the same space. I'm not a Democrat. I'm not a Republican. I'm an independent. I'm for the truth, whatever it happens to be, and I'm going to move accordingly. We're dealing with two big things in the world right now: coronavirus and racism. You can only eradicate one: coronavirus or racism. Which one do you pick and why?
Racism. Because science will handle the coronavirus eventually. You got to get rid of the racism, bro. That's a no-brainer. Yo, pandemics come and go over the years. They had the Spanish flu in what, 1918? Pandemics have been coming and going throughout history, bro. Yo, the racism has been steady all along. Get rid of the racism. That's easy. Ain't even nothing to think about.
You know,
because look, my thing is no racism. Put the mask on. No racism. Okay, now let's deal. Then we move from there. You know what I mean?
I'm with you on that. Everything that is in my mind, for me, it's a science issue. At some point, it will get fixed. People, if you're just tuning in, we're talking to LLCOOLJ, interviews, news, and more. Happy to hear. 6 p.m. every day. This week, we got Dr. Oz, Dougie Fresh, Chuck D, and more. So make sure you follow me, hit the notification button so you know who's coming on the show. Back to LL. Final thing I want to talk about, your hits, your timeline. Like, I sat down and I was on the phone. Me and Snoop Dogg were on the phone, and we were talking about verses. And I said, well, who did they put you up against? And one of the names was LL. And he said, soon as they said your name, he was saying, no, man, not me. I had a conversation with Kid Capri, and we were putting all the verses together, and we were picking people, Mobb Deep versus Cam, Dipset, and this person. And when we got to your name, there was no one that had as many records. There was no one that had more longevity and more hits. And we were saying, but he could give you I Need a Beat from here. He could give you Hey Lover from here. He could give you Head Sprung from over there. Jingling Baby, Lovely Fatty Girl, doing backseat of my Jeep, plastic cookies in a bag with fucking ice cream. Like he could give you everything. And the funny thing was, you've done so much. So what I went to Swiss Beats and told them, Snoop said the same thing, and Kid Capri said the same thing. You shouldn't have a verses. Nobody won't want no piece of you. Nobody wants no part of you whatsoever. We should just give you your own hour, let you play 50 songs that you like, and you go back in your house and in your gym and leave you the fuck alone, because nobody wants that kind of smoke.
I mean, listen, man. Look, that part of it, look, I ain't never going, I'm not going to jump in my cocky bag like that. I think there's a lot of dudes that got a lot of hits, but listen, if the right person call me out, I'm open to it. It's just got to be the right person. You know what I'm saying? If we can just, make it major and do some numbers and make it crazy, I'll do it. It could be fire. You know what I'm saying? But I appreciate the love. Look, one thing about me, I think the fans and the people have given me love, throughout the years. You know what I'm saying? I feel very much embraced by the community. I feel like people have always, held me in high regard. I love the way the idea of being the GOAT spread. I know that, a lot of people kind of, it took on a life of its own. But it feels good every time I hear somebody call somebody the GOAT, whether it's me or not. I know, because I know what type of influence I had on the culture. And so I'm grateful, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's all good, B. It's all good.
Al, let me explain something to you, sir. I'm going to walk you through this before I get you out the door. I need a beat. Can't live without my radio. Lounging. Who do you love? Hey Lover. Head Sprung. Big Old Butt. Gap Freestyle. Don't think that we forgot about Gap Freestyle. Mama said, no, that was because you threw that FUBU in there, and on the low, we all caught that.
Yeah, yeah.
Mama said, knock you out. Around the way, girl. Going back to Cali. Jingling, baby. I love you better. Fatty girl. Doing it. Backseat of my Jeep. 4321 with Redman DMX Cannabis. Break the door. Booming system. I'm bad. Listen, even the record with me. Welcome to the party. Me, LL, and Snoop. Like, there's too much. There's too much, man. It's too much. And when I was studying you, because I studied for this interview, I said, let me go back and just, I know all of it. I was there. I looked at the first video, I'm Bad. Was I'm Bad the first video? Or
yeah, it's my first video, yep. My first visual was Crush Groove with radio, but my first video was I'm Bad.
I went back and looked at that video, and that was one of my favorite videos. At that time, I was no fat man, Scoop. I was a guy looking up to you, and every time you did an album, I ripped my rap book up and kept it moving. I didn't realize that you used to dance. Your performance was amazing. I even noticed the dude walking in the background while you were performing. I don't know if you remember that. I saw everything. And you were giving out anti-drug flyers in the video. That's why they kidnapped the girl.
Yeah.
Rap used to be positive. Where did it, what happened?
Well, you know what it is, man? I think it's not that, it just, art imitates life, man. And, we had that crack epidemic and, the streets turned a certain direction and a lot of things happened and, it found its way into the lyrics. So I wouldn't necessarily call it negative. I would just say that a lot of the artists, it really started reflecting what was going on in the hood. Me, I always kind of wanted to escape it. You know what I'm saying? So I always kind of would try to figure out a way to get away from that because I felt like, because my life was so rough coming up that I just didn't even want to talk about a lot of that stuff. There was times when I was, if we had food in the refrigerator, I would open the refrigerator up and sit there and stare at it for 10 minutes. My mother would come and say, close the refrigerator, the food's going to spoil. Because I was just so amazed that we had food in there. All right. So, for me, I was just trying to avoid it. I was trying to get away from it. Whereas a lot of people embrace their life and embrace the hood. You know what I mean? When I say the hood, I'm talking about the things that went on. You know what I mean? I always embraced the spirit of it in our people, but I tried to escape the madness. You know what I mean? So I think that the positivity is there. I just think that more people started bringing reality to it, and there's nothing wrong with it. Rightfully so. I think an artist should be free to talk about what they want to talk about. Just like the freestyle I did on the Black Lives Matter thing, that's a freestyle where it's really reflective of, it really reflects what's going on right now and what's happening in our world, and you can relate to it on that level. Now let's look at it. Now, what if I did a song right now that was totally the opposite of that? A lot of times I would do that. I would try to get away from those things and didn't want to face, a lot of those brutal realities, because it was just so, especially as a kid, it was depressing. You know what I'm saying? The shit was it was just depressing to just be, talking about certain shit because it's so hard. You know what I mean? So a lot of times people would hear my records and they'd be like, why would he make a silly song like that? Or why would he make some crazy record like why would he do a Pink Cookies? Why would he do, why would he do that when all this real shit is going on? But what they're not realizing is you're talking to a dude that's seen so much that he don't even want to talk about that.
Right.
Because, I've been in situations where dudes is, dropping loaded 9mm on the floor just to get a reaction. Right. You know what I mean? Just to see what you do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's I've been in some crazy scenarios. So it's that's why I kind of was like that. And that's why my music has always been so kind of different. You know what I mean? And I do so many different things because of that.
2 final questions. But before I get to that, the last question, once LL leaves us, we're going to go to the question of the day, which is having sex worth the risk of getting coronavirus to you? Why not? I got to get it out.
The answer is no.
The answer is no. Right after you leave, we're going to talk about, is having sex worth the risk of getting coronavirus to you? Why or why not? Because a lot of people are in a place where they're getting freaky and they're ready to go, and people want head badly. You live with your wife, sir. There are people like me that my girlfriend is in Dallas, Texas, man. And nothing's happened to me.
It's kind of like this. I'll put it to you like this, Scoop. What if you could push a button, right? And that button, when you push that button, for 20 minutes, you're going to have the best feeling of your life. but then at the end, when 20 minutes is up, a piano's gonna fall on your head. Would you push
I'm no
that
good
button?
for the pianos. I'm no good. I'm no good.
Would you push that button? Like, yo, bing!
No.
Oh, I feel so amazing. Oh my God. I'm talking about some type of out-of-body experience, the most amazing feeling ever. But you know, 20 minutes, when 20 minutes is up, a piano gonna hit you dead in your head. Like, would you push that button?
No, so basically what you're saying is, sir, I live with my wife, you keep masturbating. Okay, I got that. I'm with that.
And mind you, 20 minutes, not so long, but
right,
I didn't want to, overdo it. You know what I mean?
I'll go without the piano on my head. 2 final questions, man. You used to be like, oh no, black like a black, quite like I can. I take all my shoe down, man, and put his head in the sand.
Yeah.
And then you went to lounging and hey lover kind of rap style. When did you make the decision to change from Mama Said Knock You Out to the smooth style?
Well, what people don't realize is that wasn't only just a creative decision. A lot of that had to do with the way radio worked in those days. I didn't come up, selling records out of the trunk or come up like, pressing up my own things and doing it through the community, right? So we were used to using radio as a way to get our music heard by the masses. But radio really wouldn't play the harder records.
No.
You know what I'm saying? They would not play. So what was happening is, as I was doing my music, I'd have all of these hard records and radio would pluck out the one R&B leaning or one softer sounding record. And so after a while, you start realizing, okay, this is what they want. So you start creating records with that vibe to get that airplay so that you could get people would hear it. And then when they go to the album, hopefully they'd hear the Ashachas and they'd hear the Ill Bombs and they'd hear, the rest of the records. But that was just, just a way to get in the door. To be honest with you, that was like dress code.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That was just like dress code, B. It wasn't that, it ain't like I can't make rough records all day long. But, that was the dress code at the time, you know what I'm saying, to get in the door, and I needed to get in the door. You know what I mean? So I did what I had to do. Hip-hop wasn't like it is today. When I started, they didn't even play rap music in the daytime.
No.
People watching this right now, even the people that are my age or your age, can't even imagine a world where hip-hop ain't playing in the daytime. They're like, what is that? They don't even know, like, they can't even fathom what that is. But hip hop didn't even play on the radio in the daytime. It was on at night, on the weekend. And if you did get a hip hop record, in during the daytime, it was a certain type of song. You know what I mean? And it was, like Around the Way Girl wasn't a hit right away. Around the Way Girl sat around for maybe, I want to say 4.5, almost 5 months before it started heating up. It took that long to convince the radio stations to play Around the Way.
Nah,
I'm telling you, it was 4.5 to 5 months. But once it got, Mama Said Knock You Out. Mama Said Knock You Out didn't get a lot of airplay. But Mama Said Knock You Out got popular over the years. So people think it's a real famous song now, but when it came out, it hardly got any airplay. They wouldn't even play it. That's what people don't realize. So, like I came out at the time, like I was nominated for 11 Grammys. I got 2.
The time.
It was the times.
The
times.
It's
the times. You know what I mean?
And I agree with you because just a little tidbit on me. I was a radio DJ on the first station that ever played hip hop 24 hours a day, and that's Hot 97. And I started there right after Funkmaster Flex. And Flex is the one who started at night at that radio station, broke it in, and then they said, wait up, hold on, we have something here. And then they went to a 24-hour format, and that's when radio started playing hip-hop 24 hours a day. It became a format, and here we are today. Final question. Everybody asks this all the time. How do you look? How have you been looking 26 years old for the last 30 years?
Hey, yo, you see where I'm at?
Mm-hmm.
As soon as we finish, I'm right in the gym, baby. You got to be in the gym. You know what I'm saying? And then get you a ring light. You know what I mean? But go to the gym, work out. And that's what I do, man. I get in the gym, B. I stay hard. You know what I'm saying? I stay in the gym. And That's it. You just got, and then, you know, black man, B. You know what I mean? Black don't crack,
part,
you know what I mean?
Yes, that part. But the
black
day
man,
was,
like it is what it is. You know,
the day
but
I was
you
in the
know, I
studio
don't want y'all treating me different, you know, if I wake up tomorrow and, you know, give your man love. You know what I mean? Don't be fronting on me and all that. You know what I mean?
That ain't gonna happen. The day that I went to the studio with you to do the record, you had pizza. And I looked at you like you had 38 heads. I was like, yo, what the fuck is that? That's for me.
Listen,
you were like, listen. Every once in a while, I'll do it.
Listen, man, I have a few ways I eat, right? When I'm getting ready for it, if I'm training for a video, or if I'm training for a role, yeah, I go hard, shred out, diet down, squeeze the water out, and do all that. You know what I'm saying? But I give myself between 12 and 15 pounds to fluctuate. So I'm not gonna drive myself insane. You know what I mean? If I want to eat a little cookie or a little pie, I'm gonna eat me a little pie, and you know what I mean, a little ice cream. I'm gonna do what I want to do. You know what I mean? Like, you know, people see me. You know what I mean? I ain't razor thin right now, but I'm not fat either. I'm in a good place. You know what I'm saying? I'm in within striking distance of whatever I need to do. You know what I'm saying? I'm about 250 right now. My weight, I'm good. I'm feeling good. Vibe is right. My body is right. I feel tight. You know what I'm saying? If I need to string bean out, then we'll string bean out. But right now I'm good. You know what I mean? I'm good.
Wait, hold on. You're 250?
Yeah.
Sir, and I'm gonna leave you on this note. During the coronavirus, I went from 305 pounds to 260. You are telling me that I'm only 10 pounds away from you, yet I don't look like that.
Well, so look, I feel good, man. You know.
Yeah, just tell me I'm
you crazy.
horrible,
you crazy.
I love
configuration, B. It's like how you arrange the furniture in the room and all that. You know what I mean?
I'm with you, sir.
You know?
I love you. I want to thank you for coming through, man. And again, if there's anything I can do for you, I'm a phone call away. I love you, man.
Yo, I love you, man. I appreciate you. Salute to everybody who watched. And let's keep it moving, man. Good things to come, baby. The best is yet to come, all right?
God bless, man. God bless.
Salute, my dude.
Be safe.
Salute.
And Elle is going to go work out. And that just made me understand how horrible I am and with my health. The man is 10 pounds heavier and lighter than me. And look at me and look at him. So listen, people. Question of the day. Let's go right to it, man. Here's what it is. Is having sex worth the risk of getting coronavirus to you? Why or why not? Let me read this to you. It's a news article I found. The coronavirus pandemic will change the way we live for many more months, if not years. Concerts now seem like potential hot zones. That's a fact. I'm not working. We also may have to rethink everything about the way we have sex. Maybe wearing a mask, maybe with the aid of a partition. If y'all don't know about glory hole, go figure that out. Health officials say refraining from in-person human-to-human contact, abstinence, as many of us remember from sex ed, is the only sure way to get rid of transmitting coronavirus. Each person we come into contact with raises that risk. New York City health officials in their safer sex directives said glory holes. If you don't know about glory holes, go Google that. Masks, and they also want you to have sex in positions that partners are not facing each other. Now, the only thing that means is you got to hit it from the back. The coronavirus spreads through respiratory droplets. In close contact, partner-facing sex and kissing is risky. So, the question of the day is having sex worth the risk of getting coronavirus to you? Why or why not? I'm going to go live with you right now. So first thing that I want you to know is when I come to you, you need to have your camera facing you. You need to be ready to talk, give your comment, and then I'm going to go to the next person. I'm going to say it again. Is having sex worth the risk of getting coronavirus to you? Why or why not? I'm going live with you right now. If you have something to say, please say it right now. Let's see here. If you don't have anything to say, I'm going to get you on out of here. And we can talk about something else. But right now, that's what we talk about. Is having sex worth the risk of getting coronavirus to you? Why or why not? Hello, how are you? What's your name and where are you from?
Hello?
Hi, how are you?
Oh, I'm fine. Wait, hold on. I can't get on. Wait, let me see.
You are on.
So you can see me because there's a blockage.
Yes, I can.
Well, you know what? To be honest, I've been celibate for 10 years.
Okay.
And I met someone right around this stuff started, with coronavirus. So he didn't understand why I was like, you know what? I'm not going to risk my life now since this is out, And the gentleman was very nice, but, I chose not to take that risk.
Okay, so you say I'll just do what I have to do with myself, and then when this is over, you can jump up and down.
You know what? I've been celibate already for 10 years.
Okay, now,
so this is my son right here to vouch what I'm saying.
No, I don't want to. Bro, can you go in another room? I'm talking to your mother about sex. Now, get on out of here, man. Get out of here. I'm talking to this woman.
22, bro.
You know what? No, you know what? Don't come at my son like that. You asked a question. All I'm saying is, no, I don't think it's worth the risk to lose. I mean, to put your life on the line for, for some sex, okay? For some sex. And you know what? You didn't have to come at my son like that. With all respect, you know what? I respect you. Just respect my son. You asking a question. I got online. Excuse me.
Can I finish talking to you? I just want to say something. You act like.
Okay, hold on, son. Well, wait, excuse me. Son, get out of here, son.
Come on, keep talking, man.
We'll talk later because we'll talk later. Let me explain something to you about that woman, okay? That's a real mother, okay? That's a real mother. Her son is about 38, and she's like, don't talk to my baby like that. That motherfucker's 38 years old. He's 30-year grown-ass man. He can shoot me. And you talking to me about don't talk to him like that. He ain't 4 years old. The man's 38. Listen, we got to get back to the lives. Question of the day is having sex worth the risk of getting coronavirus to you? I want to know what you guys think. Come right on my live. If you cannot get in, hop out of my live and request to get back in, and I will put you on live. Period. Hi, how are you feeling?
I'm good. How are you?
You can see your face, not your chin, please. Thank you very much.
Sorry, I was walking.
What is your name and where are you from?
April, New York.
Okay, I need to see your face.
I'm here. I need to move.
Okay. I don't need to. I don't need to see your teeth. I need to see your face. Thank you very much.
I can see my face. I don't know why you can't see it.
Thank you. Is having sex worth the risk of getting coronavirus to you? Why or why not?
I think it is not worth the risk. I think that people should chill. And the reason why we're in this pandemic, or the reason why we haven't flattened the curve, is because people can't sit down. So I think that people should sit down and take their time and really use this time to get to know someone instead of just hopping in bed with someone that they don't know.
Okay, so for you, basically, it's pretty clear that you will be using your hand or whatever it is that you decide.
No, it just means that if you don't have a consistent partner already, there's no need to go find a new one during the Rona. Like, that's it. Like, my thing is that if you weren't fucking before the Rona, no need to start fucking someone new during the Rona. So chill out. You got time. You'll be fine. You'll be able to make it through. Maybe learn your body, learn what you like.
Listen,
at this time, take that time and do what you need to do.
I want to walk you through something. I've had 4 months to learn my body, and I think I've got everything down that I really would like to study about that. I don't need anything else to study. Thank you very much for your live. I appreciate it. Thank you. Love you. No. But I will say this. For me, catching coronavirus is definitely not worth the risk. To have sex, if they said sex, but you're going to get coronavirus, I use my hand. Thank you very much. Give me something that is gel, that I can, give me the best lubrication you can get. Fuck it, give me motor oil. I'll take motor oil, and I'll just go on in my room, in my house, and I'll do what I have to do, and I'll be quiet because my daughter's in the other room, but I'm not getting no fucking coronavirus messing with y'all. I'm not doing it. I don't want it in my life. I personally am not really interested in getting coronavirus whatsoever, because the reality is that shit is not a game, and I'm not for it. Hello, hi, how are you?
Hi, Scoop. How you doing? Can you hear me?
Yes, African Queen. My question is, that's worth the risk of getting coronavirus? Why or why not?
Is it worth it? No. And I actually appreciate what you just said. Like, I say that all the time. Like, why can't you just use your hand, like, instead of raping somebody or whatever? You know what I'm saying? Just use your hand. God gave you hands. You know? But it's true, you know. But as far as I'm concerned, I mean, is it worth it if, like, you're developing a relationship that could possibly lead to something greater? I think so. Like, if you see that as a potential husband or wife, absolutely. And you both feel that way, you know. But otherwise, if it's just whatever, nah, I agree with you, Scoop.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
with you. Thank you very much, girl. I appreciate that comment. For me, personally, I am better with the left hand than the right hand. Now, I throw baseballs and footballs with this hand. I'm like, I can write anything. I can point at you with this hand, but for some reason, this is my better hand when it comes to that. But like I said, listen, give me KY jelly, give me 10W40 motor oil. I do without the coronavirus. I really will do without it. I'm really not about that life. I know so many people want to hop on right now. Give me a minute. It says my daughter is in here, but she's unable to join. I don't want her to join. I don't want her. This is a conversation she don't need to know nothing about whatsoever. Listen, people, hey, sir, how are you, sir? What's your name and where you from?
My name is Tyson Fatman Scoop. I'm in Indonesia.
Okay, talk to me. The question of the day is, having sex worth the risk of catching coronavirus?
Okay, first of all, thank you for letting me come on live. Now, okay, I've been away from my wife. I was in Melbourne, Australia for about 4.5 months. Now, I appreciate that finding out this information because I just got back to Indonesia in the last 2 days and I can't see my wife yet. But are you talking about like if you're randomly hooking up with a chick, or are you talking about like if you haven't seen your wife for, say, like me, but you want to be intimate with her?
Right. Okay, so let me walk you through this, sir.
Okay, thank you very much.
Any sexual contact is what they're saying you can get this from. So I understand that you're with your wife, and I know that is she in Indonesia? Is she in
She's Indonesia? Yeah. We never with anyone else. We got obviously I haven't been with anyone while I was in Australia. She hasn't been. There's none of that kind of play around or anything like that.
Right. So the thing is, let me walk you through this, sir.
Thank you.
It's what they're saying is it doesn't matter if it's your wife, it doesn't matter if it's the hoe down the block, it doesn't matter if it's the prostitute, it don't matter if it's the girl that you had a crush on in high school that just said, hey, listen, I'm gonna turn around and I'm gonna give you a piece of this. So I eat what you like. It has nothing to do with that. They're saying it's too close contact for you. You can transmit it because it's respiratory droplets. So if me and you had not me were having sex, so because that's not gonna happen. But if me or you was having sex with somebody else, and say I said, do you like this? Tell me about this. Goddamn, what does it feel like? While I'm doing that, I'm spitting, sir. If you say to her, you love this bald head, light skinned chocolate right here, and you're yelling at her, you're gonna spit in her face because respiratory droplets just get transmitted like that. So they're saying it's very dangerous. So with that being said, is having sex worth the risk of getting coronavirus to you? Why or why not?
I would say honestly no, because first of all, my son has respiratory system problems as well, and I love my family so much. That's something that's so informative. Like, I just woke up here in Indonesia, and once I see my wife, I'm going to tell her I had this conversation with you. And like, I believe that God puts information in your path through people. And so this is informative for me, which can help save my wife's life or my daughter or my son. So no, I'm not going to risk it. But I am going to do some more research. Like, I'm just wanting to even hold her hand or give her a hug. So
no. Listen, now you can hold her hand. And you can give her a hug, but give her a hug with the mask on, so all the droplets are not going in her face. And so she's coughing, and then now you got to get her 38 salads to make her better. Thank you very much, brother. I appreciate it. I love you. Be safe out there in New York. Be safe out there. All right. God bless. It's a very tough situation when you live with somebody because of course you want to jump up and down on them like a chimpanzee. but this is something that's different. I think God, and I'm a believer in God. I'm a believer in God, Jesus. I even rock with the Holy Ghost. Okay, because everybody forgets about the Holy Ghost, but not me. I'm right there. I'm right here with the Holy Ghost. Okay, I believe that God said, you know something? I'm gonna throw something in the game for y'all that's gonna make everybody think. Okay, you can't work. You're not making no money, and guess what? You're celibate, whether you like it or not. Now here, take that and go on, and you can watch all the Netflix you want, sir. But you're gonna be celibate. Deal with that. So again, I'm gonna take a couple more of these, and then we will get to what we need to go to. Well, let me see. I'm gonna take one or two more people, and then don't forget tomorrow we got Dr. Oz in the building. So I'll be asking Dr. Oz everything about coronavirus. Dr. Oz will be in the building tomorrow. Dr. Oz will be in the building.
Yeah, bro.
Hello, sir. How are you feeling?
Yeah, James Hay from London, England.
Okay,
Yeah,
sir.
I was celibate 3 years, and wet dreams was the best thing that ever happened to me. Like every 2 weeks at least, I got it down such I used to be able to catch it. But wet dreams,
sir.
wet
What
dreams are
the
the
hell is
best.
wet dreams, sir? What is wet dreams?
I used to have such real dreams. It used to be like real life, and it was the best thing that ever happened to me. Like I can't wait for my next one. But it's meant to be healthy for like 3 times a week for a man to masturbate. So I have to look after my testicles.
All right, sir. You had me with the light skin, and you had me with the with the whole handsome thing, and I'm sure the women love that. They say, "Oh, this guy got light eyes," and I'm sure that you could pick up about 30% of the women on this live. But the way you're talking, bro, it's not turning the women on, sir. I just want to walk you through that, sir.
No, it's all about for me to be happy, man. And that's what keeps me happy. It helps the population. It helps me, helps the planet. And if everyone can download Wildlife Witness free app, that would really help.
All right, thank you very much, sir. Thank you very. Now the man's eyes, okay? Now let's work with his eyes now. Let's work with the man's eyes, okay? Listen. Okay, look. I'm very comfortable with my sexuality. I know when somebody's handsome. I know when the women like them, and I know it's all good. I have no problem with that, okay? But the eyes, sir, no, because and he had he had the nice eyes that women like and all that shit like that. But it was something that's. Then he said I had a wet dream that, listen, it was a mess. It was a mess. It was a mess. Yeah, exactly. Somebody said he had serial killer eyes. I'm not fucking with that man, and I'm definitely not going to his house. I'll come to Von VA New York. I'll come to your house. Hot Pink _J. I'll come. Dame Dot. I'll come to your house, but I'm not fucking with his house because I don't know if I'm coming out. And let me explain something. If I go to that man's house, I'm gonna call at least 6 people. I'm gonna say I'm at 1 Celery Lane in London, UK 9723 postcode. And I'm gonna make sure that motherfuckers stand outside while I'm in the house so I know that I'm coming out the house. But I'm not fucking with him. I'm good on that, sir. I'm good on that. That man looked like he will kill you with a salad knife and he will go about his business. And that's not what I need in my life. It's really not the thing. I'm really, really good on that, sir. Yes, whether I don't know, I just made up a fucking address. 1 Celery Lane. Celery is the first thing I thought in my mind. That's it. Hi, how are you feeling? What's your name and where you from?
Stephanie from Baton Rouge.
That's a motherfucker. Now, come on, girl, give me something. Is having sex worth the risk of getting coronavirus to you? Why or why not?
Not really to me. I've been having sex since the coronavirus been going on. I ain't got it yet.
So you just been up in there and doing what you want to do and giving head and taking and getting booty hole.
No, it just been with one person. Been with one person since before the corona, so
that's but here's the thing, it's too hot to even be having sex in Baton Rouge. It's probably 200 degrees down there.
It's hot. It's really hot. Yes. I just left from out there. It's hot.
It's hot than a motherfucker. I've been to Baton Rouge 3 times, and I didn't even come out the house until 1 o'clock in the morning. I was like, it's too hot.
It's still hot then. I'm just telling you.
It's
The humidity is bad.
degrees. It's 95 degrees at 10 o'clock at night. I'm not fucking with that. Forget about that. So is there anything you'd like to add to this conversation?
No, but to me it's still good. I really think that coronavirus stuff is like a whole lie.
Okay.
Because I suffer with monkey disorder and I haven't got sick yet. I have a low immune system and I still have not got sick.
Okay. So you think this is some bullshit, basically?
Basically. Just something to keep us from being out there in the world. That's all.
Okay.
Just to keep us in.
Listen, I agree with some of your saying. I'm with you on some of it, but I think that personally, and I'm gonna be straight up. This is not something that came from a bat and a turkey, and they mixed the shit with a mouse and a hamster, and then it gave the shit to a gerbil, and then the motherfucker went over to a dog. No, you're not going to tell me that. But this is definitely something. I don't know what it is that they're doing, but I'm just trying to stay the fuck out of the way and keep my punk ass in the house until I figure out what's actually going on. When I figure out what's going on, did you ever see the movie Friday with Ice Cube?
Yeah.
You remember when when they said Devo comes around and then everybody hides, and then when he leaves, they come back outside again. That's how I am.
Yeah.
Coronavirus is one big ass Devo to me, and I really don't want no parts of it. I'm really it's really not the thing for me.
Yeah. But I think it's something that Trump trying to hold us down so he can stay in office. That's all.
Okay, well, listen.
Because a bunch of BS.
Okay, listen. What I would like you to do is enjoy your sexual contact and enjoy whatever positions you're having because you're having sex anyway. And may that man enjoy your booty the way that he likes to enjoy it, whether it's eating it like groceries, whether it is anything that the man is doing. May he continue to enjoy it the way that he needs to. And thank you very much. Thank you very much. And people, I know y'all don't know nothing about BBWs, but plus size women are the shit. Okay, their body feels like one big ass. Okay, and I can tell you because I know I've never had a thin woman in my life, maybe like once or twice. All the women that I've ever dealt with have been plus size, and I'm here to tell you what it actually is about, people. And you might not know, but I'm here to tell you. And if you don't know it from nobody else, you know it from my punk ass. And that's it. And I don't want to discuss it anymore. People, if you're new to the show, I want you to join. Follow me on Instagram. Make sure you hit the notification bell so you know who's going to come in every day. This week, what's going down is this. Tomorrow's Dr. Oz. Wednesday, it's Huggy, Jermaine Huggy Hopkins, who played the little boy in Lean On Me. He also played Steel and Juice, the fat kid in Juice. And Thursday is Dougie Fresh. Friday is Chuck D. And I'm trying to work on something special for Saturday, so you definitely need to be a part of this. No, I'm just trying to tell y'all something. What do y'all want? I'm just trying to tell y'all something. Is something wrong because I'm trying to tell you something? So with that being said, tomorrow we will do it all over again. I'm just so thankful that my equipment worked today and it didn't fail when LL was on, because that would have been fucking a disaster and a catastrophe. That shit would have been like Freddy and Jason on the Titanic during the coronavirus. Like, just let me pick a struggle. If I'm gonna drown, let me pick a fucking struggle. Don't give me coronavirus. Let me drown and Freddy Krueger and Jason are here. Like, just give me one fucking struggle and let me deal with that one struggle. So if it's gonna be I'm gonna drown, let me work with that. But don't give me the coronavirus while I drown. Just one struggle at a time, please. One. I love you guys. You know I enjoy you. I'm going to leave you on this note as I do every night. When I started this broadcast out, there were 3 people on the live. That means I could have done a 3-way call with 2 of my friends that got the same fucking feeling as being on live. We have now grown to 200 and 300 a day, and sometimes more. At some points when there's been guests, there's been 8,000, 10,000 people on. But I'm gonna tell you, each and every day, I get more people. So as I interview people and as I go through the rest of my show, more people join. And you guys are here. And that's proof. And I would like to thank you, each and every one of you guys, for being here and sticking and staying with me. And I'm going to take this to a place where it's going to be on television, where it's going to be on your phone. It's going to be something. I did this before. I've done this before. Go Google the show Man and Wife. I took it from the internet to MTV. I've done this before. I'm going to do it one more fucking time. And I just want you guys to be here for the ride. I appreciate all of you. Jim Diamond, I appreciate you. Raider, I don't even know you, but you ain't shit. You ain't shit. You're a pain in the ass, but guess what, sir? You my pain in the ass, okay? Miss GG001, you know I've known you. Shit, you know me since I was 7. You probably gave me a diaper or something. I don't know what you did, but I know you and I love you. 19 Coop 70, you're brand new to this, but I love you too. Gonzalez Primo, listen, I don't know how much Spanish you speak, but en el nombre de Jesucristo. But some of you that are Spanish, y'all don't speak no fucking Spanish, and that right there is some real bullshit. How you gonna be Puerto Rican and don't speak Spanish? My man, Robert Lujan, who I went to school with, he was Spanish than a motherfucker, but could not speak any Spanish. I said, what is this? What the fuck are y'all talking about at home? Say you don't want me to know something. You say you say a fat man's Scoop is fat. He ain't shit. How can you explain that to somebody else in Spanish? You got to say it to him. He's fat. You can't even speak Spanish. What's wrong with you? VA New Yorker, I love you too. Man of the Year 33, fuck you. The Virtuous Queen. GT, foot bitch, young. Listen, I don't know what's. Listen, again, I'm going to say this before I get out of here. I'm going to repeat this for the people who have never been here. Go back and reevaluate your Instagram handle. If you can't say that handle to somebody in the club that you want to have sex with, and they've had 2 or 3 Heinekens, if they can't remember that, you got the wrong fucking name. Lisa All 22, I can remember that with 3 Heinekens in me. GT foot bitch, yo, you goofy bro. We gotta bring that down to something that a woman, when you walk in the club and you say, listen, of course you think I'm sexy, I think you sexy. I want to jump up and down on you in 2 weeks because it's gonna take 2 weeks for me to get in your pants. Let me give you my Instagram. It's GTFUYB. She's not gonna remember that. We have to get a better name, and we're gonna get one for you. Please. With that being said, people, I love you. Be safe. God bless you. I'll see you tomorrow. Dr. Oz is on tomorrow. We're going to talk everything coronavirus with Dr. Oz. I'm going to ask him all kinds of questions, mask, no mask, what he thinks about. I'm going to ask him about sex. What does he think about sex? Should we do it? Should we not? Should I keep using my hand? I'm going to ask him everything. So please do that. And WK McKenzie 41, you must be new to the show. Be here at 6 o'clock because we usually do this from 6 to maybe 6:20, 6:25. I have the celebrity news. Then we go into the art. We go into the celebrity. Then we come out with either an advice letter or a question of the day. We do a bunch of different little stuff. So you definitely need to be here for it. You guys be safe. Take it easy. I love you, and I'll see you tomorrow. Be safe.